When Israeli institutions and Jewish community centers request special protection from our authorities and police, are they just being whiners? Are they just trying to ask for special attention, special protection, because they think they're better than everyone else?
They have to know by now that if they know any history at all, the last 2,000 years, that a Jew in this world has a target on his back like no other people in the history of the world. And then they have to know darn well that our enemies are not just the Muslims and the Arabs. We have Nazis, we have of all sorts of white supremacists and religious anti-Semites from different religions, from all races. There are groups within different races that hate us, so whether it's La Raza or it's the Black Panthers when they existed, and I think they exist again today. These people hate Jews and they want to do harm to Jews, and they want to do harm to Israel. So the officials, any Israeli official who comes here, or any American citizens that want, a rabbi or a synagogue or an event covered, right? Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, we have guards at the door, hopefully enough guards to deter a terrorist attack. We're not just calling for special attention. They know darn well it's a real threat, and that but for the grace of God, we could have 9/11s every day, God forbid, in this country, because of the sick policies of letting them pour over the borders without checking our borders and vetting people and knowing whether they belong here or not, or who they are, where they come from, and what they've done before in their lives. So they know darn well that we're not crying and whining and asking for special attention over and we demand that they give the attention to every American decent citizen in this world, not just the Jewish populous citizens here. We know the threat is real for all of us, but we know it's even more real than anyone else. The Muslims say first the Saturday people, then the Sunday people. They want to get us. They think we're weaker and we're less numerous, of course, easier to conquer in their mind, and that's what they're working for. And they keep saying it every so often. In the next 25 years, Eretz Yisrael, Yerushalayim, everything's going to disappear from the Jewish people. They're so certain they're going to win. Obviously, we have a God in heaven that's protecting us all these years, but that doesn't mean we're not supposed to take our own protection and demand of our government and our officials that they show the proper concern. Instead of giving Homeland Security, giving out cameras so we know who killed who at the end of the attack, you should give us money for armed guards, that everyone should have armed guard protection in their schools, in their churches and their synagogues, in all public parks. And we have to be, if we have to be, we have to be. The reality is we have to be an armed camp to stop terrorism. They don't do it in Europe. And Europe is just one sign of the coming to America. They're being overwhelmed and overrun by these hordes of barbarians. And if we allow that to happen, we pretend, and believe our authorities who say, it won't happen here. We're vetting them. It'll be all right. We're naive and we're stupid, and we deserve what we get if that's what we're going to do. Because we have to know not to let these people in. Because look what they've done to Europe in just 10 years. Look what they've done. And I just wanted to wish everybody happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day, and dig deep and see that independence and freedom is worth fighting for, and fight back, and don't blind yourself with denial, and don't blind yourself with political correctness, and stand up. Stand up and fight back, and don't expect it to just go away or somebody else to do the job for you, because we see the emperor is naked, he has no clothing, the government is not protecting us, and they're not stopping Muslims from pouring into this land and trying to do what they do in Europe to bring it here. And we see ratcheted up incidences in Orlando, Florida, in San Bernardino. It's coming, it's already here, and unless we're going to stop it in the bud, nip it in the bud right now, we're going to be in trouble in just a few years.